The Hornets were fortunate to have the lead. Looks like they may go into the locker room without it if she makes this free throw. And she does. So the Hornets are down one, have opportunity for one more shot. And we'll get a timeout. But, Chris, as you said, offensive disparity between the first and second quarter hasn't been good. But this has been the offense we've been accustomed to seeing, the Hornets offense, not being able to get easy buckets or stay consistent.
Well, this is what we talked about at the end of the first quarter. You have a good first quarter, you take a lead, you take a pretty good lead, and what happens is the other team makes adjustments. You got to stay ahead of the curve. Del State didn't do that, and it's caused them. It really looks like it's caused their players to go into a panic, and they have been rushing, trying to get the ball up the floor, and as soon as they do, they turn it over. They have to calm down, make the adjustment in the second half, do what they did in the first quarter, which was take your time, relax, get the ball up the floor, find your best players. They did that in the first quarter, haven't in the second. That's why we've seen the lack of offense and now the loss of a lead, hoping to get it back here with the last possession of the first half.
Hornets have 12, plenty of time. Eagles stay with their press. Kersey gets it with 8. We're down to 5. She has to make a move with it. She's going to get over to Justice. Justice for 3. Good if it goes. No good. And we head into the half. Hornets trail 37-36, giving away a big-time lead, leading by as much as 10. They, like you said, Chris, they were on pace for 90+. But now we see the offensive disparity between quarters, and it looks like the Eagles have figured out what they like to do defensively and have used their strengths to get the lead back.
Yeah, and they've done a good job of it. And the best part about what NCCU did in that second quarter was continue to press. A lot of teams like to force turnovers on the other team's side of the half-court line and get easy buckets. NCCU let the ball get across the half-court line, but kept with it, kept going at Del State, forced a couple of turnovers, and it really slowed down Del State's offense. They really struggled there in the second quarter like we talked about. As for Del State, again, go back to what you did in the first quarter. It was a bit of a slower game, and that's when another team runs the press, that means they want to run. NCCU wants to press the ball, and they've done that in the second quarter, and that's how they've cut this lead into their own lead now. Push the pace, get it into their tempo, and really made Del State play their game in the second quarter.
Well, you talked about them losing the lead. What do you think they have to do, Coach Burgess and her staff has to do in the locker room to help them get this lead back and win this game?
Well, again, like I said, go back to the first quarter, slow it down. Again, this looks like Del State should be trying to play a slow-paced game, get it across half court, run your offense. NCCU wants to create turnovers and get easy buckets. They did a good job, Del State did in the first quarter, of slowing it down, playing their game. Got to do that in the second half. Can't let NCCU play their game. You're going to lose.
Well, Chris, we got to look at some highlights here. We're going to go to them and talk a little bit about them for the first half.
All right, sounds good to me.
Well, we'll look at this first play here. I'll let you break it down. Use your analytic genius. Go right ahead.
Here, attacking a 3-2 zone. Stinnett, or 35 for NCCU, was up high on the zone. Stinnett had the open look. Here again, 3-2 zone for NCCU. Justice dribbling up top. Stinnett again, that wing jumper. Knocked a couple of them down. And you said it, when she gets confidence, she can pull it and she can knock them down.
Well, looking at this offense, they're best working inside out. They don't want to set up for jump shots. But looking at the Eagles on the other side, they are looking to make some of those threes against this zone, and they've started to do it.
And that's again, we talked about it. Three is more than 2. That's going to cut a lead down quicker than anything. They made them. And that's really what cut the lead down. Here's a good example right here on the screen of Del State beating the press early. Take your time. Davis gets it, finds the open look, and finds Pollard open under the basket. Davis here creating a steal, and again, winning the fast break.
And the Hornets have to figure out this press. This press has caused a lot of turnovers, as you talked about in your keys to the game. Those turnovers lead to easy buckets, free throw opportunities, and offensive rebounds that we've seen. The Hornets have to stop that with turnovers on the press.
Yeah, turnovers, that's the best way to blow a lead. They did it. They let NCCU play their game, and NCCU cut the lead down and took advantage. And again, looked like Del State got rattled, and it caused them to lose their lead.
Well, Chris, that's first half action. We'll be back in a few minutes for second half action here. Stay tuned to WDSU-TV. We'll be right back.
pick against Peyton, but I know. I don't know that Denver can. Carolina's offense. Carolina's offensive line is, or their whole offense is different than anything. You can't prepare for it. You can't prepare for it. You can't simulate Cam Newton. It's so hard. I'm hoping it's Peyton's year though. Like Peyton deserves it, man. Yeah.
The corners seem to make the game go faster a little bit.
Yeah.
Because it's already about to be third quarter.
Yeah.
And then the half, you got so many immediate timeouts. Like at 16, 12.
Yeah, every 4 minutes. We're gonna what? All right. I'm doing all right. All right. Just what? Oh, you said just. We can't fucking hear. He said it 2 minutes. All right.
I hope the Ravens draft Lamar Trevor so bad.
Yeah.
Really bad. That's all I want. I wanted him all year, but I mean, but we'll probably lose.
I don't know. I'd go secondary if it's there. The kid from Florida State, Jalen Ramsey.
Ramsey or Parker. Mississippi and Sean. Sean and Lawson are going to be top corners for sure. They're top and the corner too.
Yeah, he was hurt. They were both hurt in the national championship. I want the Eagles to get the kid Wentz from. No. Wentz.
Oh, Wentz.
From North Dakota State.
Yeah.
Him or Lynch. I'll take either one. They say he's been doing really well at the Senior Bowl. We met with him today. The Eagles did. I should have brought a pen.
Welcome back. Halftime here in the Hornets Nest Memorial Hall Gymnasium. Your Delaware State University Lady Hornets trail the North Carolina Central Eagles 37-36. Joined alongside Chris Moore on the sidelines. First half action saw the Hornets get out to a big-time lead, but eventually lose it, and the Eagles caught momentum and took the lead into the halftime. Chris, we're going to look at some halftime stats here. What stood out to you early on in this game?
Well, what stood out early was Delaware State's ability to play their game, play their style. They did a good job on rebounds, did a good job as far as taking care of the basketball, and everything changed in the second quarter. North Carolina Central flipped the script, played the game at their pace, forced turnovers, got rebounds, and it really worked out for them. As you said, they took the lead. One of the big things for Del State, get more offensive production from everybody else. They have, as we said, 36 points. Najee Pollard's got 15 of them. At least 21 for the rest of the team. You got to have more production from your secondary contributors. As for North Carolina Central, they've had more of a balanced attack, a lot of different scores. Dominique Adams leading the way with 11. And Morgan Jones coming in with 8 points. More balanced effort for North Carolina Central, creating turnovers, and finding the open man in the fast break. They've done a great job of that. Del State got to find a way to get back to what they did in the first quarter, slow the game down, run their offense.
Great point there. Only down by one, could be worse for both sides. So this game is really up for grabs at this point. And as we said, it'll probably come down to the last 2 or 3 possessions, last 2 minutes, who executes the best. We'll see what happens. You have a rookie head coach and a coach who's in a 4th year. We'll see what happens.
And like we talked about, like you said, rookie head coach. As here are the stats right here, 10 turnovers for Delaware State. That's not good enough. That's not how you win games. And 9 of 15 from the free throw line for North Carolina Central, 60%. You'd like for that to be a little bit better.
As you said, those turnovers and those rebounds, 2 things you talked about, have to fix and correct if they want to win this game.
Absolutely.
Well, Chris, second half action. Start of the 3rd quarter. Got to get used to saying that. But the game seems to be flowing pretty well. They want up-tempo. They want faster games. I think we got it. And the shorter shot clock as well, down to 30 seconds. You got Davis, Justice, Pollard out there for the Hornets.
There's Bobby Floyd running her offense through her.
And as you said, Chris, right off the bat, misses it, but rebounded by Pollard. Justice gets it over. 3-pointer up. It's in.
Negron, big shot, and that's what second chance opportunities create. They did a pretty good job on the offensive glass in the first half, especially in the first quarter. Again, a lot of things they did well were in the first quarter. Hopefully they can pick that back up. And again, I like how they've been running their offense through Bobby Floyd. She's done a good job making good decisions when she's been on the floor. Hopefully we see her on the floor more here in the second half in order for Del State to get offense going and get a win.
Still no Micah Aldridge, but as you said, Floyd has been great, and Pollard as well. Speaking of Floyd with the block.
And that's big when North Carolina Central doesn't get the basket, they can't set up their press. Del State can run their offense. Good feed from Davis, good block, but good second effort from Pollard.
Stays with the shot.
A lot of good plays all around by both teams. Del State just with the final result to get the bucket.
Shot is up, no good, but Kristen Askew will head to the line again, and she has a knack of getting to the line, as you see.
And she's making them as well, which is doesn't matter if you get to the line if you don't make them. She has, and you can even see when Del State makes their baskets, NCCU is going fast off of that. They want to run. They want this game to be fast-paced, and they're doing a good job of creating that tempo. Del State got to be the counterpart, got to slow it down. They've done a good job.
First free throw's good for Askew, the senior of this group. Makes the second. Eagles trail 41-39, just on the way here. It's 3rd quarter, 8:40 remaining, along with Chris Moore.
Eagles come out, looks like man-to-man here in the second half. Oh, nope, 1-3-1 zone. Bobby Floyd running along the baseline, trying to get open. They want to get her the ball. You can see it. Davis might have had opportunity to there, passed it up, goes back to Justice at the top.
Justice looking for someone. As the Hornets do, they wait till the last second. Davis steps back, way off, and that'll be a shot clock violation on the Hornets.
We're off, but they had an opportunity, like we said, to get the ball to Bobby Floyd. Davis passed it up, went back to the top. Too late in the shot clock to go back to the top when you're not getting good looks. Got to take advantage when you want to get the ball to your best player, or to your best player right now. Got to take advantage of and get it to her.
Great point. She has to touch the ball every possession. And as you said, in that 1-3-1 zone, you got to attack those corners. And she was running the baseline. But we'll see what happens as this game develops. Long way to go. 3-pointer up. 3-pointer in. Shot is good.
2-3 zone. I thought they did a good job executing at NCCU. The best way to beat a good, well-run 2-3 zone, you're going to get some open looks. Got to make them. They did that there.
Shot is up and in by Pollard. No good, excuse me. Askew ahead of the pack. Shot is no good. No foul call.
Great job getting back by Negron. Might have been a foul, but she got away with it. Floyd in a rush. Definitely got fouled there.
Well, some of that home cooking led to the no foul call possibly.
Got it down on this end. Floyd got both NCCU defenders to go up at the ball fake. Didn't take her time after that. Obviously, botched the first layup pretty badly. got the offensive board and a foul.
Davis shoots a wild shot, misses it, gets a rebound, no good. Justice with the rebound, playing
more
good
offensive rebounds for Del State. They've done a great job on their second and third opportunities here, looking for that again.
Negron swings it.
Picked by Floyd. Didn't find the open spot. Got to find the open. There it is.
Well,
there it is.
Chris, you got to work the ball around, move the ball movement, player movement.
Find the opening in the zone. That's what they did.
No foul again. Negron 3-on-1 for the Hornets. Bounce pass over to Floyd. No good. Turned over.
Poor pass from Negron to Floyd caused her to try and just save it from going out of bounds. It caused a turnover.
Floater by Askew. No good.
Del State pushing. I would slow it down. There it is. Great job by Negron. Take it out, slow it down. Didn't have the numbers.
Mature decision there by a freshman to bring it out. Gets it over to Justice. Negron will get it back. She has the opportunity. And she could have been
flat
rewarded
shot. There. Very flat three-point shot there. You're not going to get any rolls that way.
And there's Bobby Floyd, Chris, one of your impact players.
And
getting
there
inside the lane, getting to the line.
And there it is. They just, good things happen when she has the ball. Another one there. Now we'll see how she knocks him down at the free throw line. But again, good things have been happening when they get her the basketball. And just a freshman. Very exciting here for Del State to see the production here from Bobby Floyd. Floyd, a 5'11 freshman out of Las Vegas, and making her presence known here against the NCCU team.
First free throw from Floyd is good out of Las Vegas, Nevada. If she continues on this path, she'll be one of the greats in Hornet history, like Jay Washington, who's also from Las Vegas, Nevada.
Takes one up the second. Good effort by Davis. Great effort. Ball's going to go to possession arrow was in NCCU's favor, so Davis not going to get the claim for her effort, but great job there to force a tie-up. Now the possession arrow is going to go back to Del State, and that's key a lot of times late in games.
Great hustle there by Davis, and they allowed the Hornets to set up their defense. Shot is up, foul is called, late call, but a little contact there by Negron.
And that looked like a good call there. Refs have been letting a lot of things go there. Negron not going to get away with that one, leaning over top of the shot pretty tremendously.
First free throw no good by Adams. 11 points in the game.
11 points, she's the leading point getter for NCCU.
Well, it's been a battle of the big women down low, the forwards, as she misses both free throws. It looks like whichever one takes this game over, helping the team win. Negron met by the Eagles. Gets it over to Justice. Eagles in their zone. Davis stops, pops. Shot no good. Rebounded by the Eagles. McCain brings it out, gets it over to Askew.
Good possession there by Del State. Great play by Negron. Jumps the passing lane by herself. Will she make? She does. Great job by Negron. Jumped the passing lane, and a good job being poised and under control to finish the layup.
Hornets needed that. 46-42 lead. 5:45 remaining third quarter. 20 on the shot clock for the Eagles. Negron, a freshman, giving valuable minutes here for Coach Burgess. Askew flips it up. No good. Blackburn with the rebound. Brings it out, and it's going to be a foul call. We're going to have a jump ball, excuse me. And it's going to be Hornet basketball.
But again, Davis's play down there off the free throw comes in. Del State gets this ball instead of it going to NCCU because of the effort Davis put in earlier.
Hornets working the ball around. Everyone has a possession. Inside, great pass. Just a little bit behind Blackburn. And a turnover there, but the Hornets have to keep that going.
Davis passed up the open look. May not be feeling confident in her three after missing a few earlier, but they were deep threes. She had an open look. I think you got to take that. As you see Bobby Floyd heading back to the locker room, it looks like, or at least to talk to a trainer. Looked like she rolled her ankle a little bit on the foul earlier.
Great point there. She did get up a little slow, grimacing. That could be a huge loss for the Hornets as this game progresses. Inside, easy bucket. It takes two to tango. And Brianna Best from Kristen Askew on the play.
Good offense. NCCU looks to have taken off the press here And Davis, good job.
Pollard going right back at him. Knows Floyd may be out for a little while. Has to take over. Good job there.
Davis attack, found Pollard open.
3-point shot, no good. But out by Blackburn. Over to Justice. Justice gets the handle.
As I was saying, though, it looks like NCCU's taking off the press, maybe saving it for a fourth quarter if they get down again. Davis almost gets the N1 there.
Davis draws a foul. Hornets 4-point lead. They kind of found the offensive rhythm in this quarter.
And you like to see it, or maybe it's because NCCU took off the press. We have the media timeout. But a little bit of a surprise, NCCU really got back in the game because of the press. Now they've taken it off, and they've lost the lead. Not that it was a big lead. Now they're down 4, and Del State looks to be comfortable in their offense.
So we're a little more than halfway through the third quarter. Hornets regain the lead. They come out of the locker room looking pretty good offensively. What are some things that they've done well? We talked about Floyd, talked about Polly, talked about them collectively. What did we say for this team early on in the third quarter?
Well, again, we talk about how good they've done on second and third chance opportunities. They did a good job of that early. And then here you saw Negron with a great steal and a lay-in. They've done a better job of creating turnovers and getting on the fast break. And they're really doing a lot of things well, I think, offensively.
Well, if you can look here at some of the returns. Pollard with 19 points here, Chris, and 11 rebounds, a double-double already.
Taking over the ball game, and that's what you look for out of your star players in a close game. She's done that. And again, as you said, with Bobby Floyd heading back to the locker room to get her ankle looked at, she's going to need to continue to do that, especially missing, as we said earlier, missing Michael Aldridge, not playing in this game for whatever the case may be. She's not playing in this game. Pollard really taking over, doing a good job of that.
Only Hornet in double figure right now.
Sorry about that. Didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, no, it's fine. I was saying only Hornet in double figure, so it's like she's going to be the reason if they win this game on her coattails or riding their back.
She's done a good job, like you said, here Davis at the line. 2 free throws you want to make out of the media timeout.
This is the first Davis does.
And again, you look, Davis, a redshirt junior, so you know she's been around. The older they are, the older your players are, the more you look for them to make your free throws and understand how important they are. You got to make your free throws because a lot of times you can look back at close games, as you see Bobby Floyd coming out of the locker room. Look, a lot of times you look back at a close game, a free throw here and there could be the difference.
As you said, Hornets suffocating defense.
Good trap defense there. Good job by Martin to get out of it and find the open look to get out of the trap and reset the offense.
3-pointer by Askew, no good.
And a good job there getting the rebound for Del State. Don't like the decision there from Davis. You don't have the numbers. There's no need to push. You're doing a better job in your half-court offense. Go to that. No need for that pass right there. She's lucky it wasn't a turnover.
Hornets lead 49-44, 4 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Stinnett
good action on offense. Off the mark. Nobody there to get the rebound. Nobody wanted the ball there. I don't know what everybody was looking at. Stinnett finally was able to attack the ball for Del State.
Well, it results in Hornet basketball. Kersey into the game as well. She'll inbound.
3:53 left in the third quarter. This is a big 4 minutes here. You want to push if you're Del State. Kind of extend your lead so you can have a little bit of comfort going into the fourth. As for NCCU, you've lost the lead. You want to try and at least get it back before the fourth.
Pollard misses. Brought out by Martin. Martin with the speed off the bench. Lobs it to no one. Maybe to the band. And it'll be a turnover forced by the Hornets.
I'm not sure what she was looking at there. At first it looked like they wanted to push, which is what they do. And then she slowed it down and then lobs it, as you said, to nobody. I don't know what she was looking at there. She's been a spark plug, but that was a poor decision there. It cost her team the ball.
Kersey and Justice inside. Pollard stops, pops. Too strong. Blackburn
Good
inside.
Finish.
No good.
A good call there. That's going to be NCCU ball. Blackburn, you got to finish inside. Has a couple fingers taped up on her right hand, does Blackburn. Maybe that affected the shot. Not sure there, but get inside. You want to finish.
Dixon checks into the game for Central. Central working the ball around against this zone.
Got it to the middle. That's what you want to look for to get outside. Two-pointer. Oh, no, that's a three.
They're going to give her two.
Look like a three from here.
Dominique Adams makes the two-pointer. Hornets only lead by 3. 49-46. 2:45 remaining.
But
third
NCCU
quarter.
really one of the first times today did a good job beating the zone, getting the ball to the free throw line, working from the inside out.
Kersey in the corner, rainbow three, banks it in the corner, and by your face, you look surprised by that one.
Awkward angle to bank it from, but in a tight game, you'll take all the points you can get, no matter how you can get them. Kersey knocks it down there to extend the lead to 6 for Del State, 52-46.
Well, so Wednesday night, and the bank stayed open a little late there to get that three for Kersey.
I think banks do stay open a little later on Wednesday night, so it works. And there, nobody to get on at Del State there. That's just a product of running a zone. Two guys collapse to the shot, and it leaves an open lane. Two get to the rebound. And a good job by Adams to attack and get to the rebound. Now she'll go to the line, makes the first. Dominique Adams continuing to make her presence felt in this game. Knocking down shots, getting to the line. She's keeping NCCU in this game. Same for Pollard on Del State side, keeping them in the game.
We got two good players going at it. Two young players, two freshmen as well, playing very well in the MEAC showdown.
And exciting things for these two teams. You like to see your freshmen play well in conference because these are the teams they're going to be playing for the next 4 years.
Great effort. Women diving on the floor. Pollard keeps it.
Both teams credited there with the effort. Effort doesn't go down in the stat book, but it a lot of times can be the difference in a close game.
Kersey, what a pass inside to Pollard. You talk about a dime. What a play there.
And Pollard, again, being in the right place at the right time. No dime can be created without somebody on the receiving end. Pollard finds the opening, gets herself open, gets the look, and knocks it down. And a great block on this end by Pollard.
There are two ends to the floor, kids. You see Pollard playing both. Kersey tries to scoop it in, no good.
And she had Justice trailing, had the open three. Didn't see her behind her. A lot of times, trailers are somebody you got to feel. Good call there by the ref. The make not going to be an N1. The make was after the gather, after the foul. So it's going to be two shots here for NCCU.
Jones draws the foul.
Foul number 4 there. I didn't see who got the foul. I assume they're going to sub out here. Foul number 4 for Del State.
First free throw there from Jones, good. Bogart is in, and Floyd is back in. Chris looks like she's doing all right.
Yeah, we saw her come back out of the locker room. Looks okay. Doesn't seem to be limping. She's going to be important now. They're going to need her to stay on the floor, especially with Pollard out. She's going to need to step up and make some things happen on offense like she has been.
And Jones makes them both. Hornets lead 54-50. 1 minute remaining, third quarter. Eagles back in the press, Chris.
As you said, back in the press, looking to close out the quarter strong and close this lead for Del State, maybe even get it back.
And as you say that, Floyd comes in and flicks it up way off the ceiling and in.
There she is, Bobby Floyd becoming my favorite player again. Anytime the ball's in her hands, it seems like something good happens. Davis, by the way, two people were down there. Bogart pulled her hand back, maybe realizing that Floyd was there. Not sure who Davis was passing it to, but she's going to get credited with the assist thanks to a good shot, or a good tough shot from Bobby Floyd.
Well, somewhere over the rainbow, and you saw it in that shot. And she does not complete the three-point play, but it's good to see her back on the floor. Her and Pollard together are a dynamic duo.
Free throws, pet peeve of mine. You want to make those. I think it's a pet peeve for a lot of coaches as well. They're called free. You got to make them.
Three-point shot, no
Dominique
good.
Adams.
Rebounded there by the Eagles. Shot is no good again. Davis fighting for it, gets it.
But she hangs on to this one. No effort play from NCCU to take it back and get the possession arrow.
Davis inside of Floyd again, and Floyd from the exact same spot. 4 points in the last 2 possessions for Floyd, and she looks just fine on that ankle.
Davis really excited there. Great pass, great going up and get by Bobby Floyd. Del State opens the lead up to 9. This is the press. This is the push you want at the end of a quarter.
They have a chance for one more shot. You talked about a game of runs. Hornets on 1 now, and they'll hold out. They lead by 9 heading into the 4th quarter, and they look like they found their rhythm back offensively.
Great momentum. Get the crowd into it. That's what you want. You want to get at home. You want to get a spurt like that. You get momentum in your favor. Now you got a 9-point lead to go into the 4th quarter. The key is don't let up. You saw that they can come back. They were down 11 at one point at the beginning of the 2nd quarter. Cannot let up here. Continue to play good offense. Continue to work on the defensive end. NCCU, I don't know that they made any three-pointers in that 3rd quarter. NCCU's got to knock those down. That was the key to them getting back in the 2nd quarter. They're going to get back. They want to knock those down. But Del State, great job to end the 3rd quarter and get yourself a comfortable lead heading into the 4th.
Well, Chris, Coach Burgess and her team, you saw the rotation. You saw what Pollard and Floyd have been able to do together. You got to ride them into this quarter. What do you do here, Coach Burgess? Do you keep them in and try to keep your foot on the gas, or do you give them a break?
I think you keep your foot on the gas at least early and try and continue to extend this lead. You did a great job there at the end of the 3rd quarter to get that push. Keep that push. Continue to work hard as we see some highlights here from the 3rd quarter. Great work in there, Davis with the find. And that's a vision. That is court vision right there from Davis. Not even sure how she saw Bobby Floyd down low, but found her. And here's Negron on the finish after a steal. But these are just the effort plays and the smart plays that Del State made in the 3rd quarter. I think you continue that, keep your foot on the gas, at least early, and try and bury NCCU. NCCU, I'd be willing to bet, gonna come out here in the press and gonna try and force turnovers again and stop Del State on offense.
Well, Eagles start this quarter with the ball.
Pollard up to 21 and 13, by the way. Bobby Floyd up to 11 points for Delaware State. Dominique Davis only 3 points there in the 3rd quarter for NCCU. That's what Del State wants to see.
Shot clock was not working. It's working now. Eagles start with the ball in this quarter. Jones looking for someone, 10 on the shot clock. Just underway here, 4th quarter.
And
Davis with the steal almost, and it's going to be a foul there on Jones.
poor offense there from NCCU. Got to try and get McCain the ball in the middle of the zone. It worked for you earlier. They got to find a way to get McCain open in the middle of the zone. She can create from the inside out. That's what you got to look for. NCCU didn't appear to be looking for that there. And it creates a lackluster possession and Del State ball.
Davis gets it over to Kersey. Kersey back inside. Kersey thought about it. So I'm swinging over to Stinnett. Stinnett, three-pointer. In and out.
Couple of good box out there by Dominique Davis and Tisha Dixon by NCCU. Great job boxing out to get the rebound. And Dixon, the center, pushing to create an open look. NCCU can't convert it.
Well, we got bodies on the floor everywhere, and we're going to see what's going on here. It's going to be an offensive foul on Kersey, and the Eagles will get the ball back.
Really hectic sequence there. Like you said, bodies everywhere. Nobody really had firm possession of the ball, but going to end up being NCCU ball. And in set offense now, you're going to be facing the zone. Got to try and get McCain the ball in the middle of the zone. Kane's still on the floor, and you're looking for Dominique Adams to continue to dominate this game, at least for NCCU. Want to get her the ball.
Having a hard time getting the ball in. Barely do. Jones gets it back, gets it over. Askew into the game. Passes
Dixon.
it.
Good look. Dixon with the miss.
Dixon misses. Floyd there with the rebound.
Kersey going to bring it up and slowing it down. I like this here. Slow it down. You have the lead. It's in your building. Slow it down. Make them play your game.
Stinet's pass is knocked away and stolen.
Poor pass by Stinnett. No lane there. Easy steal for NCCU.
Hornets have been known to blow leads. Hopefully this isn't the trend today. Three-pointer, no good.
Adams, a really big key for their comeback there in the second quarter. Need her to get going again if they're going to make this comeback in the fourth and get a win.
Kersey thought about it, throws it right away.
Don't know if that was tipped. Can't tell from this angle, but poor pass nonetheless, tipped or not. Got to find a better look than that.
Well, a little bit sloppy play to start this half. No team really been able to get it going as no one has even scored yet. Yeah.
Quarter.
Yeah.
I know we got to get adjusted to it.
It's taking an adjustment.
Yep, sloppy play. And
well, timeout there by the Hornets. No one has even scored so far in this quarter. But Hornets with a 9-point lead have to think that if they do what they need to do, don't turn the ball over, they'll be okay.
And Del State, that's what you want to see. If nobody's scoring, NCCU can't make this comeback. Doing a good job defensively. But again, on offense, want to keep your foot on the gas. Beginning to turn the ball over again. And the even quarter has really been the bugaboo for them. They're turning the ball over again here in this fourth. And it's been a struggle offensively for both teams. Surprised Del State called a timeout. NCCU has the ball. And they're the one that needs to get back in the game. If I were Del State, I'd have let this game continue to go the way it was going because NCCU showed no signs of making a run. I guess Coach Burgess wanted to get things settled down and try and get her team going on offense again.
Definitely. Well, the Hornets here have a great opportunity to get a MEAC win and get to 500 on the year in conference. And that's what really matters, is conference record as we get ready for tournament time in the next 2 months. It's important.
It is. What you do in non-conference, a lot of times, is just really going to get you prepared for the conference schedule. You want to be able to find your rhythm in conference play. And Del State now looking to try and move to 3-3, like you said, 500 in the conference. And again, there are benchmarks that you set as a coach. And one of them, when you fall below 500, is to get back to 500. Have you believing in yourself that you can compete at 500? You're a competitive ball club. Del State looking to get there. And they've shown spurts of being a really good basketball team. Here, it's about consistency now for Del State, I think, is what it is. Because they've shown the signs that they can be a good basketball team and win a lot of games. Now they just got to be able to play it for 4 quarters and not just the first and third quarters. I like the lineup here for Del State as well. They're going to go with Bogart and Floyd. No Pollard. With the lead, until NCCU continues to cut into that lead, I'd leave Pollard on the bench. Let her to continue to rest so that this way she can make the push late in the game if NCCU starts cutting the lead.
It'll be Eagles ball, 8:12 remaining in regulation.
And a key here to look at, possession arrow in Delaware State's favor. That's, again, as I said, that's key late in games. When you get jump balls, who has the possession? Del State has it right now.
Great nugget there, Chris. Eagles looking for some as we're under 8 remaining. As we're coming down to 10 on the shot clock. Shot is no good, knocked away. Looks like it wasn't. Looks like nobody touched it, but they're trying to adjudicate to see what happened. But the Eagles will, looks like they'll get the ball. 8 on the shot clock, but nobody touched that ball, I'll be honest with you.
No, and we had a stop from the scorer's table, not sure why. But NCCU going to hold on to the ball.
3 on the shot clock. If they make just 3, let's put that in our back pocket, but it's a shot clock violation. So it worked out either way.
Poor awareness, not knowing how much time was left on the shot clock with the inbound. Didn't even look like they were aware of how much time was going on. Morgan Jones, a junior, you got to know how much time's left on the shot clock. Obviously they didn't, and it's going to cost them a possession.
Go Negro on the check out. Justice will check in. What do you think about that substitution? You go with the veteran over the freshman there?
Yeah, well, you do, especially in the fourth quarter again. And again, I like that's what Coach Burgess is doing, getting her seniors and her experienced player, well, a sophomore there in that case, but her more experienced players some rest so that when the late push comes, she has her experienced players that can handle the situation.
And as you said, the Eagles looking at that press, trying to create some turnovers. They need them here more than ever. And right on cue, they get one.
And Bobby Floyd, she's been doing a lot well in this game, but looked really nervous with the basketball there. Didn't have the open look and threw it away, and NCCU gets the possession back.
No one still has scored in this quarter.
3
minutes
into it. But again, if you're Del State, you'll take that.
And we get a travel and a turnover there by the Hornets.
And that was our first made basket, and it's taken away by a travel. But again, I'll keep saying it. If you're Del State, you'll take it. And Pollard going to come onto the floor for Bobby Floyd. And I look for this to be really a lineup that Del State goes with throughout the rest of the game. Got experienced players, have their two of their big three out on the floor with Pollard and Bogard.
And it looks like Floyd is getting ready to check back in or getting closer to the bench, to the coach, excuse me.
Good offensive board there from Pollard. She continues to do everything right.
And Davis is the recipient of it. Great job. You talked about the hustle by Pollard. Great job there.
And hustle creates opportunity. It's such a key in this game. We've seen both teams lack it at points in this game. Del State, though, they're able to take advantage of it and get the first bucket of this quarter, extending their lead to 11, tied for their largest of the game.
Pollard's 14th rebound.
Huge, huge.
3-point long. Rebounded by Justice. Justice does not have to push the tempo. They have
and a good job there by Justice to grab the rebound, because if she doesn't, Del State's got to inbound it and go the full court. NCCU can set up their press.
Kersey with the ill-advised turnover there.
Just lost control of herself, and we've seen that a couple of times in this game for both teams. Again, looking rattled and just not being under control at times, and it's caused a lot of turnovers. Here, but Del State, you can see in their half-court defense, running their zone, they're going to try and make NCCU use up a lot of this shot clock and kill the clock.
They need threes, and that could have helped there, but no good there by Jones. Oh, but she gets the steal, stays with it. Throws it up, shot is good.
Great job by Jones to stick with it after the miss. I don't know the threes are what they need yet. Still over 5 minutes to go in this game. Just got to create good opportunities. Del State got to get across the floor.
Hornets got to get it past half court. They do.
Great find there from Kersey. The long pass to Pollard to get it across the floor. Only 10 seconds to get it across. And Del State struggled there again with the press.
Pollard runs over a North Carolina Central Eagle and another turnover.
Great read there by Dixon. Saw the pass coming. Gets in front of Bogard and takes the charge. Del State 9-point lead here, 60-51, with 5:13 left to go.
Lead is not insurmountable, only up 9 with 5 minutes remaining. 60-51 is the score. Hornets lead.
One of the problems you see for NCCU here, McCain, not a ball handler. They want to get her the ball in the middle of the zone because she's taller, she can see, but she cannot get to the middle of the zone herself. Looking for ways to get her the ball so she can be open and create from the inside out. That's one of the problems NCCU is facing right now.
Well, we're halfway through this fourth quarter. Hornets lead 60-51, 9-point lead. Game's not over yet, but they have to play careful basketball to not give this lead away. What do they have to do here?
Well, one of the things you got to do here with your Del State, continue to play good defense. That's working for you. You would like to find better offense, but Del State doing a good job on defense, holding NCCU where they're at. As for NCCU, you've got to find a way to get the ball in the basket more, whether that be from beyond the arc. They've missed their three-pointers, and as we talked about earlier, not a very good three-point shooting team. But you got to find those. You got to find the three-point shot. If it's against a 2-3 zone, you're going to get open looks. They haven't hit any of them, and they're going to need to. And another one of the keys to remember, if you're Del State, if you're both coaches, the immediate timeout, no more immediate timeouts here. Any stoppage now is going to come from you as a coach. The under 5 timeouts here. So now you've got to create the timeouts if you want to get the clock stopped and get a meeting back with your team. I think that's one of the keys and one of the things we talked about with it being quarters, not halves. You have to know when the media timeouts are. No more left in this game. So you have to break the timeouts when you want to talk to your team, when you see things not going your way. We'll see what kind of lineup Del State comes out with. Looks like it's going to be the same, and as I said, I think that's going to be the 5 Delaware State goes with. Stick with these 5. They're your experienced and best players. Let them take you home.
Well, Eagles with the ball.
14 seconds left on the clock. Hopefully NCCU out of that timeout's aware of how much time's left on the clock, which they weren't last time.
Askew trapped in the corner. That ball was off of her. Oh, and that's going to stay with the Eagles.
Good trap. Might have been off of Justice's hand off the pass.
8 on the shot clock.
Adams gets it into Dixon, but right in the corner, another trap. Great defense there from Delaware State. Denying the inbound, creating it in the corner. They get the trap, force a turnover there from Dixon, and here's the press from NCCU.
Kersey in the game, as you said, the seniors, the leaders, the juniors, the veterans of this team with Pollard.
And a Kersey, a great job there, recognizing she had space, didn't have to pass.
And a jump ball, it should stay with the Hornets here.
Might have been a premature call there. Dixon seemed to have gained control of that. If you're Del State, you'll take it. You're going to hang on to the ball here. Now you have it in the half court where your offense has been better.
Pollard the inbound, gets it over to Davis inside. Pollard has it, as the advantage, fakes up, in.
There she is, continuing to make her presence felt.
23 points in the game now for her, to go along with 15 rebounds.
Again, doing a great job, continuing to make her presence felt. Great block there from Pollard. She's all over the floor right now in the fourth quarter. Your best players got to step up.
Askew misses, fights for it, saved by the Eagles, but it looks like she was out of bounds. Hornet basketball.
And again, NCCU not knocking down the three-pointers, and that's really the only open looks they're getting. Great job from Del State, continuing to defend the interior and make NCCU make the three-pointers. They were able to do it in the second quarter and get back in it. Not able to now, and we're getting into the home stretch. Del State looking to secure a win, up 11.
Up, as you said, with a nice lead with 3:40 remaining. Justice, 3 would help, no good. Bogart playing taps, misses it. Probably should have brought that one down.
Take your time in this kind of situation. Come down with it. If it's not there, kick it back out. Take another 30 seconds off the clock. But she makes up for it with a steal on the other end.
Great point there, Chris, but she does make up for it with the steal. Gets it over to Justice.
And it's winning time late here in the fourth quarter. Bogart and Pollard both showing they're not just offensive players, doing a great job on the defensive end, creating a block and a steal there. And that's what you look for out of your best players. Lead the team, make the big plays. That's what Del State is doing right now.
5 on the shot clock.
Turnover. Numbers here. Dixon, the big one, taking it to the floor.
Dixon misses it, should have passed.
And you like that your big guy can run the floor, but you got to be able to finish, make better decisions. Kersey got to get across. She will, just in time.
Hornets will call a timeout. I think Coach Burns wants to tell the team what to do in this situation. Having a lead and with time on your side, 2:40, there's no reason they shouldn't win this game.
And you just said it now. Clock is your friend. Up 11, 2:40 left. This is a game now you're looking at. You have to win this basketball game. You're in control. You're doing a great job on the defensive end. Like I said, in control. They've got to finish this game off. And Pollard and Bogart doing a great job setting the tone for the rest of this team. Best players on the floor for Delaware State and making the big plays on the defensive end to hold their lead. Offensively, Delaware State struggling, but defensively, they continue to not get discouraged, doing a great job hanging on to this lead. And this is a game right now, honestly, I would look at 62 points should be enough with the way they play defense and the way NCCU has struggled to knock down the three. Just continue to put your focus on the defensive end. Take the baskets when you can get them. But to me, my stress as Coach Burgess would be the defense.
Looking at some of these replays, talk a little bit about these plays here, Chris, looking at Pollard.
And there you see Pollard, Davis. What you see here, Delaware State's best players, their key players, making the plays. Pollard again. That's a common theme here in the fourth quarter. Pollard, Davis, Bogard. Best players making the best plays at the winning time. That's what you look for out of your best players. Delaware State doing a great job of that now.
Want your best players to show up in the best, biggest moments. 2:35 remaining. Hornets will look to kill the clock here and get effective shots. Bogard, top of the key, inside. Pollard to Davis, giving up a good shot for a great one. And that helps, and that could be the nail in the coffin for the Eagles.
Big three, Bogard, Pollard, Davis, making the big plays.
Eagles are going to have to take some threes if they want to get back in this game at any chance. Jones, corner, three, no good. Dixon, rebound, up, in. Hornets will take that.
NCCU cannot buy a three-point basket. They're going to need them here as we get under the 2-minute mark. Good job breaking the press, slowing it down.
Bogard, an excellent passer out of the high post in press situations. Davis drives, gets it up, in. Good. That could help add to this lead. They get the 2 points right back. Hornets lead is 66-53, 1:40 remaining.
Davis, great take there. Saw the lane, took it to the basket, and finishes. Great job there. Now, if you're Del State again, focus on the defensive end. Don't let them get back in the game. Got to have at least 2 sets of eyes on Dominique Adams. She's going to be the person they go to.
Dixon misses again. She's missed about 3 or 4 easy layups this game.
And again, when you get inside, you got to convert, especially at this point in the game. She hasn't. And Pollard, you love the effort she's put in this game, but that was a poor job there, just waiting for the ball to come to her, allowing NCCU to get an extra opportunity.
Great steal there by Bogard. They can just hold it out, kill some time. They should and they will win this game.
NCCU got to start fouling here, I would think. Down 13, you got to start to foul. Unless you're willing to concede defeat, which I don't know that I would be. They continue to just try and press in Delaware State.
Got a
foul.
Got
37 seconds left. Maybe a travel. And Vanessa Taylor sitting down over on the bench, the coach for NCCU. Seems quite content here to just take the...
And Davis will go back to the bench with a standing ovation from her teammates as she deserves it, played a great game. Hornets will improve to 6-13 on the year, 3-3 in the MEAC. More importantly, 500 balls. Dixon makes it up and in. And looking at this team moving forward, Chris, they'll be right in the thick of things, heading into more conference play games and heading into the MEAC tournament. This team's young, but they can put up points. And if they play defense like this, which is the key, they can have a chance.
And one of the best things about having a young team is as you would hope, they're going to get better as they go. And Delaware State looks like they're continuing to do that. Keep in mind today, no Michael Aldridge. Did not see her today. And yet this Delaware State team comes out with a pretty convincing second half. A very good win, it looks to be, as we get under 30. NCCU pressing but not fouling. Finally get a call.
Looks like a frustration foul there, 20 seconds. This game's out of reach. Hornets up by 10, 66-56. And
they send Najee Powell. Oh. NCCU not in the bonus yet, 20 seconds left. NCCU going to stay in the press, so not completely conceding defeat. But I would think you got a foul here if you're not.
Looks like it's turnover there.
Turnover on the line, 16 seconds. NCCU, you like to fight to finish this game.
A little too late, though.
Too little, too late, as you said. And Delaware State, maybe with taking Davis out, may have checked out, chalking this one up to a win.
With 10 seconds remaining, Jones drives, stops, pops, no good.
Off the mark.
Dixon rebounds, have a foul over the back.
Over the back on Dixon, and Jones taking a lot of shots. She's been open. Now, don't want to say she's taking bad shots. Just hasn't been able to knock them down. Not her day. You got to think if she'd have made a couple of those, this would be a completely different game. But 3 seconds left. Delaware State gets the win.
And the Hornets will drive in the victory lane here with a 66-56 victory over MEAC rival North Carolina Central University. Well, Chris, a pretty convincing win, as you said, in the second half, especially. Hornets look well offensively and defensively, limited those turnovers. What is the biggest takeaway from this game from the Hornets?
Biggest takeaway from the game, your young players perform well and your best players perform well. That's a great sign when your young and best players perform well because you can build now and towards the future. It's a great way to continue winning and winning the tournament, in the MEAC tournament. Delaware State, I think a lot of promise shown in this game. Big win, beat a team that maybe they feel like they should have beaten. And now you look forward, you look ahead, hopefully continue this momentum. Really one bad quarter for Delaware State. Otherwise, this could have been a very, very significant win for them.
Good point there, Chris. Great call in this game with you. Just stay tuned. We do have double action, men's action. The men will take on the regular season champs, North Carolina Central. And we'll see what happens. Hopefully the guys and girls can go 2-0 today. Hornets coming off a win against North Carolina A&T on Monday. Stay tuned. WDSU-TV. We'll be right back.